What you're about to see in this video is not a rumor, it's proof of how strings are pulled and work is done to try to make a signing happen. Specifically, the signing is none other than Erling Haaland, the City striker, who could end up at Barça. Sport journalist Carlos Monfort's exclusive report has made global headlines. Listen up, I'm about to explain what happened. Is this the signing of the decade or just another election campaign trick from Vitor Font? I'll explain everything on Barça Hoy. Like and subscribe. Let's get started. Friends of the channel. Here we have the two members of Vitor Font's team, Carles Planchar and Xavier Aguilar, who met with city officials. On screen you can see the faces of these two people who have met with Manchester City officials. At first it was said that they were going to talk about the Erling Haaland issue. But I'll tell you everything that happened in a moment. Because there are more people, pay attention, because you can also see how they leave the hotel. This was in Madrid yesterday, before the Champions League match between Real Madrid and City. On screen, the former executive of Joan Laporta, currently the CEO of City, whose name is Ferran Soriano, who came out accompanied. Also, pay attention to the screen. In a few moments, we will talk about the other important person from the City leadership. We're talking about the sporting director Hugo Viana, who, according to Carlos Monfort, was meeting with these two people. We're talking about the sporting director Hugo Viana, who is the former Portuguese player currently working side by side with Pep Guardiola and the entire sporting management of the English team. Our colleague Carlos Monfort from the newspaper Sport points out that the person who is above my head, right above, is Carles Planchar. Carles Planchar. He worked side by side with Pep Guardiola for 20 years, both at Barça and at Bayern Munich. And therefore, his relationship with Pep is extraordinary. But folks, I say it very clearly here. This is an electoral move. Totally on the part of Vitor Font's team, who wanted to show these images so that it looks like there's movement, so that it looks like they're trying to do something and sell. That Vitor Font's candidacy would have preference in case of signing Haaland. This is what they reported in the Sport newspaper. Obviously, the meeting took place, it happened. On screen is the CEO, Ferran Soriano, Hugo Viana, we've seen him too, and the representatives of Vitor Font. But folks, let it be clear that it's one thing for there to have been a meeting between these people from Vitor Font's candidacy, and it's a very different thing for them to have sat down to negotiate for Erling Braut Haaland. Something that obviously doesn't make any sense, because I'm about to tell you the reality of what actually happened. I understand that Vitor Font's team has to show people, the members, that they're capable, that they have contacts, that they want to bring signings to Barça, which I find incredible. It's logical, but Joan Laporta has a lot of power, and obviously they have to counteract that. Somehow, they've used Xavi Hernandez, they've used Messi throughout the whole campaign to try to bring down Laporta and win votes. Now, the latest thing, this electoral move in Madrid at the City Hotel with their representatives. By the way, Ferran Soriano and all these people, they are friends of Vitor Font and of Carlos Planchar himself, who I explained is a friend of Pep Guardiola. Therefore, it's perfectly possible for a meeting to take place between these City executives and these people who are still nothing yet. They're simply members of the team of a candidate for the presidency of Barcelona, but nothing more. And that's just the reality. I'll tell you about it now because you know what? They need a name, they need a signing, they need something to try from now until Sunday to earn the trust of Barca's members. Everyone loves the name Haaland. I think everyone would like it. But well, after the terrible match he played yesterday against Real Madrid, I don't know if we Barça fans want Haaland to come to Barça. But anyway, family, the story continues and I'll tell you what happened because it's really intense. Don't go away. Look at what's happening, what has happened, family. Rafaela Pimienta, who is the current agent of Erling Braut Haaland, has spoken. And she said something that left everyone shocked. And it's that this woman who took care of Haaland's affairs when his agent passed away, Mino Raiola, she currently manages all the operations and control of the Manchester City footballer. Haaland has just renewed his contract. And pay attention, because Rafaela Pimienta has said the following. In statements to El Chiringuito, Rafaela Pimienta has expressed that there has been no contact, get this, neither with his manager nor with Erling Haaland. That is to say, she completely denies that there has been a meeting where anything was discussed, talked about, or rumored. And that Haaland ends up at FC Barcelona? Rather, now they say that what may have been discussed is that there is a preference in case one day Haaland leaves City for him to go to Barça, but this is supposedly with Victor Font, so it is completely denied. And here is the video where Rafaela Pimienta said that Haaland is happy at City and that she hasn't spoken with any Barça candidate. I mean, this is devastating for the people who want to sell the idea that Haaland could join Barça because supposedly Victor Font is going to be president, and that's a huge lie. Carlos Monfort, journalist from the newspaper Sport, confirms. And also, we've seen the video that proves it's true. There was a meeting with City officials, but there was absolutely no meeting to talk about Haaland. It is clearly denied by the person who is in charge of him, the person who controls him, the person who manages his services. And she is the one who, in any case, would have to talk to whoever it is. Victor Font, Laporta, or any team that comes asking how much Haaland costs, saying they want to take him. Well, Ms. Rafaela Pimienta has denied everything. Therefore, it is absolutely clear that Victor Font has nothing. In my opinion, it's a total failure. He's a fraud who misuses Xavi Hernandez, and Xavi allows himself to be influenced by him. And now, about the Haaland issue, I think it has been a huge smokescreen, family, a huge smokescreen. Right now, if you've made it this far in the video, I want you to write to me. Haaland smoke or Haaland reality? What do you think? Come on, let's see how many people write it. I think it's pretty clear, right? There's a lot of hot air here, I can't even look, but well, that's how it is. It makes me really sad. It really makes me sad that players, people, legends are used like this. But that's the campaign, family. Laporta may have made a lot of mistakes, but I think his sports project with Deco, with Hansi Flick, and with the squad he has built speaks for itself. Besides, he has cleaned up the finances. There's still a lot to do, obviously. Barça reduced that wage bill by more than 50%. He found something that was unviable, economically speaking. Construction work on Camp Nou has now begun, making it a reality. And this Sunday there will be more than 62,000 people. Therefore, I think his work, confidence, experience, and these kinds of things back him up. These falsehoods, because these fantasies with names like Erling Haaland don't exist, can't be discussed as of today. We'll see what happens once Sunday is over, because then it's true that we'll start to see some moves. But really, with Deco on the phone calling teams and seeing what happens. Will Lewandowski leave? Will Ferran Torres leave? Will Rashford stay? The truth is that Barca needs a number 9 desperately, but let's see what happens. Therefore, for now we can stay calm, and you already know that this is completely false. Yes, there has been a meeting between the people from Font and those around City, but just to be clear, family, there has been nothing regarding Erling Haaland. So I think this video has been made very clear, and I think it's also been explained very well. So now I hope for your support in the comments and that you let me know. What do you think of Victor Font's team's action just days before the election? And of course, the Haaland issue. What do you think now that we know the reality? What do you have to say to me? Smash the like button and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, on Sunday we have a great match, Barça versus Sevilla, here on the channel. I love you all, blessings, and I hope everything goes well. Barça yesterday, Barça today, Barça always. For those who aren't coolers,